what's up, everybody? It's Young Black Jedi back with, you guessed it, another spectacular, fantastic video. I'm coming to you live October 5th, 1:43 Eastern Time. 2023 is the year. I got a lot to talk about. I had a great time yesterday. I really had a good little weekend, little vacation with my family, and I went down to PA and went down to see mom and dad, and it was really a good time. We really got to connect with each other and spend a lot of time with each other. And overall, it really, sorry, it's just these things pop up on my screen. We really had such a good bonding. We had a really good time connecting with each other. We went out to a place called Nectar. It's a place there in a town in near where they lived, and it's really good, authentic Chinese food. I got some really good beef chili tips. It was a really good time. We really got to spend a whole lot of just quality spending time. Mom and I went for a good walk, and we really got to connect, and we really got to just hold a good space for each other. She's going back to Kenya for another month and a half, so she's going to be gone for a little while, and I think that overall, I'm really blessed. Then I went to go see FKJ, and shout out to Vincent Fenton. I would love to meet him one day. He's a beautiful man. He's just a fantastic musician. He's just off the chain. I mean, he was just giving it to us raw, how it was feeling internally. He just projected that whole internal reality of his through us, and it's the beauty of the universal language of music, right? And that's what I really started to tap in with, right? And then this is really going to be the title of this video, is just tuning into the universal language, just tuning into just the universe in and of itself. How do we tune into our universal language, right? And I find that overall is something that I really start to connect with the more I really start to do more work on myself, and the more that I tune in with myself, because it's I've been listening to a lot of Dr. John Churchill, and what Doc is really saying about just this connection to openness and this connection to spirit is really something that I'm starting to understand more of as I continue to delve more into my spirit, right? Just this unbounded openness of spirit. That's really how I'm perceiving it the more I delve deeper into it. And it feels great. It feels great to just be in this position where I'm willing to be challenged, and willing to have people push me, and for me to push myself too also at the same time. It feels great. I really worked to get to this spot, and it's taken a lot of time for me to get to this spot. And I find that overall, just in general, the more work I do, the better I get. The more I connect with Source, the stronger I get. And that is something that is very in tune with that universal language. It's something that's beyond the logical framework of our minds. It's just something that you can't explain logically. You know what I'm saying? So it's overall, I really am finding a lot of solitude and peace within that. I'm really finding a deeper connection with myself, and a deeper connection with my family, and a deeper connection with the people in my life, and a deeper connection with the world around me. And that's something that I've always wanted. I was lost out here for a minute, for a long time. I was lost. I couldn't, and I lost to find my way here. But I'm saying it in the context of more of the sorrow and the sadness of a once pretty vain existence at one point. So I really see the difference. I see that there's a huge shift in my life, and I'm sure a lot of other people, their lives are shifting too. Do you get what I'm saying? And I find that overall, it's something that as I continue to develop, and the more I continue to just allow it to work for me, I start to really view myself more holistically. I start to view myself as a system, and asking the question, what's the baseline of operations within myself? That is the most important thing that I always will ask myself, where am I operating from? And that is allowing for me to really just delve into this unbound openness of spirit, right? Because the systems, all have to work, right? But the spirit in and of itself is connected to this greater field, this intimate, intricate, interconnected, unbound field of openness, right, and oneness. That's what I'm really starting to understand the more that I continue to really apply what Doc is saying, and I really start to take what he's saying serious. And I'm working with Nick too. Like, the two of them in tandem is that's what I want to focus on. Just being able to focus on what I'm doing here, what I'm doing with that, what I'm doing with Nick, and all the other stuff that I have, other obligations that I have to focus on and work on. So it's like, overall, like, just in general, I find that, like, I'm starting to build the life that it is that I desire, right? And that's the Mother Tantra, is this, what is it that I desire, right? Piecing together organically within myself, right? And the Mother Tantra was always something that was a safe space. And then when I talk to my mom, like, she embodies that. The more I speak with her, she's just there to support me and support what it is that I'm doing, whether it's on an emotional level or anything of that nature, right? The more integrated I become, the more integrated they become. You see what I'm saying? And it feels good, right? It feels good to be integrated, to be far more stable. This is all I wanted, to silence the dissonance that's going on, and silence the psychodynamics and the psychodrama and the psychotrauma that's going on, right? So tuning into the development of the trait and making the state the trait. And that's what we're working to embody every day. I'm working to emotionally embody this and really start to change the traits of who I am, and tune in with that universal language, right? Just tune into that universal openness of oneness. And then that's really, again, something that I really start to see more and more of and feel more and more of every day. And it's something that I really enjoy, and the life that I have is a life that is amazing, and it's a life that I cherish, and it's a relationship that I've had to change my relationship with life. That's really the only way that I was able to get this far, and I'm sure a lot of other people can relate with that too, wanting to better their relationship with life, because we just weren't taught a lot of these things. A lot of it's not our fault. It's just we weren't taught how to live and operate from the systems that were granted to us. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's we don't really know, like, how to operate the way we should operate. And that's why you can't hold anything against anybody. It's like not anybody's fault. It's just about understanding more or less the nature of my humanity, and understanding the nature of my own darkness, and understanding the nature of my own kind of mafioso's energy that I have, and that I can relate with a lot of these mobsters on. Talk about this darker nature. Aubrey and John are talking about the dragon heart, right, and connecting with the darker sides of the teeth, and then the fangs and the fire. Like, I can relate with the mobsters. That's my analogy of the dragon heart. Analogy that Obbs is using is the mafiosos, and some of the, whether they're black gangsters or the Italians, it doesn't matter. It's just the syndicate of what they were presenting and projecting. I can relate with the inner world of that darkness and that fire and that rage, and that I really can relate with it. So, like, it's such a deeper meaning to my whole life than really what I had expected realistically even a year ago. Who I was a year ago when I went last to go see Juice is a completely different person as to who I am now. You know what I'm saying? And I find that overall, like, he's been a big, intricate part of my development, and it's been an amazing path that I've been on, and I find that overall, like, the more I keep at this, the better my life it gets, understanding the wholeness of who I am. Do you get what I'm saying? Not just different small facets. They all have facets. It all makes sense, but I really want to keep looking at my life in a more holistic nature. More or less, it kind of really gives me a great platform to really keep developing and keep gaining traction and keep gaining wisdom and keep gaining understanding too. So, like, I'm just really grateful and blessed to have Nick and to have Doc and to have, you know, have God and have family and have self, and just have the things that overall, like, I need to develop into the man that I'm becoming, unbecoming who I was to become who I am. You get what I'm saying? And it feels great, you know, to be this tuned into the force field of awareness, right? It feels fantastic. So something that I want to continue to keep doing and continue to keep creating content. And, you know, I found better lighting. The lighting now is much better and the audio is much better. So I'm just looking forward to seeing where this will take off. You know, I got some yoga that I'm going to go do and just going to relax for the rest of the day after I go do yoga. So, like, I just want to let everybody know that I love them very much. I am going to leave some videos up here at the top. Like, comment, subscribe. May the force be with you, and I love you all so much.